What's up? What's up? How's everybody doing tonight? This is Sunday Night Sauce. I'm excited another time to share perspective and to encourage somebody to help somebody get free, break free, get over, get through whatever that is that they are going through by adding some sauce, whether it's spicy, whether it's sweet. But we all need a little sauce in our life. We need something to get rid of that dryness, that routine of life. Things just feel like they're not changing. Things are feeling like you hit a brick wall, a ceiling, just everything is the same. And so we need to add some sauce to everything that we have going into our digestive system. We need some sauce. So tonight, you better stick around because this will change your life. I know I said it every night, but it does change your life every night. So if you're someone who needs a change going into 2020, stick around. Check out this live video. Don't scroll past it, but stop and listen. Check out some of the words that are going to be pouring out, that are going to be coming out of my mouth, because it'll help you, it'll bless you. So tonight's topic is it's time to change your state. It's time to change your state. So if you are looking to change anything in your life, listen to this. It's going to be good. It's going to touch you. It's going to move you. It's going to inspire you. It's going to help you. It's going to give you a new perspective on life that you're going to be able to hit some goals in 2020. It's going to give you a new perspective. Matter of fact, not just in 2020, but you can put these things in place immediately. Immediately. So if you're watching this video on the replay, type in replay, share your comments, share your thoughts, like, love, say I can't stand it. But at any rate, say something in the comments. Let me know you're there. If you're on tonight, let me know you're watching tonight. So getting into the topic, it's time to change your state. The first thing that I want to share before I get into that is I want to talk about truth. I want to talk about truth. Sometimes we can get confused. What is truth? What is the meaning of truth? How do we know what truth is? We're living in a world where everything is changing. It seems like one day there's one reality, and then tomorrow, 5 minutes later, or whatever, there's a different reality. So, truth, understand, cannot be changed. Stick with me. Follow with me on this. Truth cannot be changed. Truth does not change. Otherwise, if it changed, it would not be truth. It would not be reality. Not perception, but reality. That's what truth is. Truth is fact. Truth will be the same today, yesterday, and tomorrow. Truth is the same. It is the same. It will always remain the same. That's why when you build, you must build on truth. You must build on a foundation that will not sink. What do I mean? When you're creating your life, when you are establishing your belief system, when you are establishing how you're going to function in life as an entrepreneur, as a parent, as a husband, as a father, as an employee, as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, how you live your life has to be built on truth. You need to build it on something that will give you a solid foundation that will allow you to stand even when everything around you is changing. You need that truth. So, what is truth? How can you find truth in a world that we're living in? Let me explain you this. Okay? Let me explain how you can find truth in a world that thrives off of deception. How can you find truth in a world that lives off of lies and misrepresentation? How do you find it? Where do you look for truth? I'm going to show you, because truth is inherent in the universe. Let me ask you something. If you throw an object in the air, what will happen? If you throw it up in the air, what will happen every single time you throw an object in the air? What will happen? You're right. The object will come down. Why will the object come down? Because there is a law. There is a law in the universe that says what goes up must come down, and is defined by gravity. Gravity is truth. No matter where you are, if you're in Europe, if you're in North America, if you're in Asia, if it's daytime, if it's nighttime, if it's afternoon, no matter if you're black, if you're white, you're red, or you're brown, gravity will guarantee that whatever object went up in the air, it is going to come back down. That is a law. That is truth. What else is truth? Guaranteed. A object in motion will always stay in motion unless interacted or encountered by an equal or opposite force. That will always happen because that is a law. An object at rest will stay at rest. It will not move if it's at rest. Why? Because that is a law. That is truth. You cannot manipulate these laws. You cannot manipulate them. You have to operate according to the truth of the laws. You can't change it. You can't touch it. No matter how much man wants or tries to, he must work within the laws because they are true. What else is true? Friction is true. If you take two surfaces and you rub them together, they will produce friction. Friction. If you take two surfaces, if you take two surfaces and you rub them together, different grades of surfaces, different types of surfaces, is going to create traction in the earth. There will always be resistance in the earth. You are always going to come up against resistance. Resistance is part of the world. It's the universe. Are you listening? It is truth. It will always be truth. You cannot change that. You're looking for truth. That's where it is. Truth is the law. That's what truth is. Truth is simply that which you cannot change. If you can change it, if you can manipulate it, if you can alter it, then it becomes a matter of perception. Why am I telling you this? Why am I making this clear? Why am I making this plain? Because it's time to change your state. Well, what do you mean? What do you mean it's time to change your state? Well, listen. In order to change your state, you must understand truth. Many of us, for so long, have not been able to change our state. We've been in the same state, not because of truth, but because of belief. Belief will change your state. What is a state? A state is a condition or reality that exists at a certain time. There's a certain time. That's what a state is. There is a state that every one of us is in, and we are not always pleased with that state. I wonder if I'm talking, are you that person who's not pleased with your state? It could be your financial state. It could be your marital state, your emotional state, your residential state, right? There's so many different states that we live in. And if you've been living and existing in that state for an extended amount of time, your perception changes and you begin to believe that your state is reality. You believe that your state is truth. But let me tell you, I've shown you and told you what truth is. Listen, you might say, I'm broke. You're not broke. Have you ever had money? If you've ever had money, then you are not broke. You might not have any money at this exact point in time, which means that it's a state that you're in. But what would happen if, regardless of what the physical realm said, what it would happen if it did not matter what happened in the physical world? What if in your mind you never changed state? Your mental state stayed the same. Think about that. You are in a place where your mental state is constantly changing according to your physical state. Why is that? Why do we change according to our physical state instead of actually following the principles and realizing that our mental state changes our physical state? It's the mental state. We have to become people that are controlled by thought. Listen, it's not cause and effect, but it's thought that causes the effect. Let me say that again. There is no cause and effect. There's thought and effects. Some of you are waiting for a cause so that you can get the effect that you want, so that you can change state. You want something external to change your state and your situation. But it's not going to be an external situation. It's going to be an internal situation. It's the thought that causes the effect. Everything around it will shift when your thought changes. When you change the mentality that you carry on a consistent basis. Many times we are constantly changing mental state because of physical circumstances. We're moved by the reality or the existence of people coming and going in our life. And therefore, our state is continuously changing instead of deciding what state you're going to be in. Whether you have money or not, you can still remain in a mental state and feel as if you have money. Let me say that again. All of us come and go out of money. But what would happen if you stopped feeling broke when you had no money? What would happen if you stopped feeling sad and being emotional when certain people leave your life? What if you decided the state that you wanted to remain in because your thought controls your reality? Your thoughts control the reality. So what is truth? You might be sick right now, but that's not truth. Because the truth is that state can change by your thought. It will change by your thought. If you start believing different, then you will live different, and then you will behave different, and then you will act different. It's time to change your state. What state are you in? What state are you in as of the time of this live? What state are you in? What state? Look at your state. Think about your state. Think about the state you're in. Can that state change? Will you change that state? And will you make that decision to change the state that you're in and remain stable in that state? Those are all conditions of the mind. All conditions of the mind. Those are all thoughts that we choose to let go or to hold on to. And depending on the thoughts that you hold on to, that's going to determine how you feel. Are you at a state that you enjoy? Are you in a place that you enjoy? Are you in a mental state? Well, I want to let you know that it's time to change states if you don't like it. If you don't like the state you're in, it's time to change it. It's time to go from one condition to the next. And it starts with your mental state. That will change your reality. It's the thought and then the effect. Thought, then the effect. What thoughts are you having right now? What are you thinking? What thoughts generate the possible unhappiness that you might be having? What thought is causing that? What thought is causing you not to be able to sleep at night? What thought is it? What thought of unbelief is causing you to give off a negative or a lower vibration every time you step out into the world, but you think nobody knows it? You think no one can feel the downer energy that you carry. You think no one knows, but you understand we're spiritual beings and we can feel everything. So why are you allowing your state to remain in a place that does not attract what you want? Does money want to be around you? Do great people want to be in your presence? Think about that. Does the man of your dreams, does he even want to be around you? The one that you dream of, the one that you created in your mind, does he want to be around you? Does he like your mental state? You want him to be at a certain mental state. Well, do you match that mental state consistently? When you go to bed, will you wake up the same, positive and bright and shiny and peaceful and happy person? Will you remain in the same state? It's time to change states. We have been living in such an unhealthy state for so long. Why? How did we get to a place where we've been living in an unhealthy state? Because of unhealthy environments. Environments have been dictating our state. We've lived in environments that have caused us to react instead of reasoning and determining how should I respond. Most of us live in a reactive place. We don't choose our actions. We just react. We wake up in the morning waiting for something to happen so that we can react. We don't determine that we're going to go to work and have an amazing day. We go to work and say, boy, if they come at me, I'm going to go off. Boy, if that boss talk to me crazy, I'm going to snap on them. And man, if she look at me like that, I'm going to go off. You're waiting to react. And most of the time, because the environments are so negative and so hostile and so low vibrating, we're responding in kind with a low vibration. Are you listening? And therefore, we're remaining in a state that will not attract what we want. And I'm asking, what state are you in? Are you ready to change your state? I'm saying that you can do it. I'm telling you, you can change your state. You can change your state. And I want to know, is anybody ready? Is anybody dissatisfied who is watching or who is watching this replay? Are you dissatisfied with your state? Can you be honest? Can you just be 100 on Sunday night? Can you just stop the pretend and the pretense and the falseness? Are you happy with your state? Just be honest. I wonder if anybody willing to own that their state is not where they want to be. I can admit it. That's why I'm shifting, because I don't like the state that I've been at for so many years. And I wonder, is anybody on here, can you own listen, if you can't own the current state that you're in, you cannot shift because you're lying to yourself. So you can't shift. And if you're lying, the universe does not operate on lies. It only operates on truth. Remember what I told you. Truth is inherent in the universe. It's inherent in the universe. So if you are walking around as energy on this earth and you are not consistent with your thought and your belief and your feelings. See, a lot of times our actions don't line up with our thought, and our feelings don't line up with our actions, and our belief don't line up with our actions. And so therefore we are confused, and we're giving off a confused energy. So your prayer, your request is not even being honored because there's no truth in you. You would rather live this fake life and give an impression instead of owning the state that you're in. Transformation is only going to come through truth. Truth. The universe, God, the world recognizes your true vibration and frequency. I wish y'all would understand. You can pretend all you want to, but until you own the state that you're in, you can't make the transformation. You can't make the shift. You can't make the jump. You can't get to the next level until you own the state. I wonder can anybody on this look, the truth will set you free. That's right. Look, I wonder, is anybody ready to be real on this call, on this live, this sauce? Do you like the state that you're in? Somebody say yes or no. And I wonder how many no's will I get? Will everybody be like, yes, I like the state that I'm in? What kind of people are we living where we can't even be? Guess what? Oh my gosh, who's on here? Look, I got a question. Respond. Do you like the state that you're in? Type yes if you like the state you're in, and type no if you don't. Type nothing if you don't know, but your energy will tell on you. That's what's so powerful about being creatures and beings. Let's listen. The issues of life flow from the heart. Look, somebody said, yes, I know. That's straight confusion. That's confusion. Either you like the state or you don't. And that's what I'm saying. See, we're too up and down and conditional depending on environment. Look, you don't live your life according to your environment, not as human beings. You decide the state that you're in. There is no in-between state. Either you are or you're not. And living in the middle is confusion, because then you don't know your identity or who you are. So Jeff says, one part of my life. Guess what that means? You need to get control of your whole life. And that's where we're so up and down and all over the place, because our lives are compartmentalized. Our lives, we live all these separate lives, and we need to become unified in thought, in emotion, and feeling. They need to be one. They need to be together. Listen, thought must line up with feelings. Feelings must line up with emotions. The three must be one in order for you to give off a proper signal to the universe, to God, so that he can properly respond. When your thoughts don't line up with your emotions and your emotions don't line, when you got three separate ideas, thoughts, emotions, and feelings, there's confusion. And you have to take the time. You got to do a woo-saw. You got to get quiet. You got to get alone. You got to get somewhere by yourself and ground yourself with God, with the universe. I sat with my son today and we meditated. He was like, Dad, this is powerful. I'm teaching him how to go inward and meditate. He's 12 years old and he's killing it. Today he did it. He did it without a blindfold because, 12-year-olds, he couldn't concentrate. His eyes going all over the place. He jumping, he bouncing. But today he actually went in to that place with no blindfold. He kept his eyes closed and went in. And he was like, Dad, I didn't even know we could do this. I was like, yeah, the mind and the brain is powerful. Your mind, your brain is powerful. We're thought, and that's all we are. Thought energy. Listen, the issues of life flow from the heart. The issues of life. Understand, your heart, our hearts. Now, see, I've been studying this chakras thing, and I've been like, for so long, Western culture has been like, oh, that's the devil. And, they've hidden truths from us so that they could keep us captive to the power that we actually have as human beings. Western culture does not like us to be free. Capitalism, Western culture wants to continue to control our lives. And they do that through hiding truth, through hiding ancient principles of how we are to live our best lives. They don't want us to know how to live our best lives. They create lack. There is no lack in the world, but government creates lack so they can capitalize off of the lack. We got to come to them. But the universe, and there is water and land everywhere. There is no lack. We should never have to worry about what we need to eat or drink because there's water and food everywhere. But government wants to control it. I'm on a rant. But listen, turn it back in. The heart is the most powerful energy source in the body. The amount of energy and electricity that the heart gives off would blow your mind. The heart is the physical organ, gives off an electrical signal. Why do you think we slide our feet across the ground and you can shock somebody? Because the amount of electricity in our body, the amount of energy around the organ, it gives off electricity and magnetism around the heart. Think about that. Your heart gives off electricity and magnetism, and at a certain level and frequency. So if the issues of life come out of your heart, that means whatever is in your heart is going to issue out from you into the world. It's going to issue. Whatever issues are in your heart, they're going to issue. They're going to flow out of your heart. And it's going to give off a magnetism. It's going to give off a wave. It's going to give off a frequency that you and I and people and others can feel when they get into your presence. So what issues are in your heart? What frequency and vibration and magnetism is your heart giving off? What's in your heart? What's unsettled in your heart? You can't figure out why things won't change. What's in your heart? What is issuing out of your heart? What is issuing? What is issuing out of your heart that you keep attracting sickness? What is issuing out of your heart that you attract heartbreak and failure and poverty? What is issue? Where is your belief system that issues out that the universe says, oh, that's how you believe? All right. Well, I'm going to give you more of what you believe because you think that this world is based on physical circumstances, but it's not. The result of this world is the result of thought. The whole world's physical circumstance came into being because of collective thoughts of people, how people believe in communities and societies and in cultures, and that thought is shooed out and manifested in forms of actions and behavior and has created this environment that we live in. What issues out of your heart when you're at home by yourself? What issues out of your heart when you're in your car? What issues out when you're in the shower? What issues out of you that you don't think anybody is aware of, but you're actually aware? Because in that still moment, in that quiet place, you can recognize when something's off balance. You recognize it. You feel it. But sometimes you just don't want to own it. Anyway, that's Sunday Night Sauce. It's time to change your state. And I wonder, after hearing this, is anybody going to work on changing your state? Listen, Saturday, this coming Saturday, check out the live Q&A. Y'all come on out, sign up for the Q&A. Check out how vision can be used to change your state, how vision can be used to change your life. Ask some questions. Y'all been in this group. Check it out. This coming Saturday, sign up for it, check it out. See how you can benefit and let your life be changed in 2020 to have a clear vision. This is the Clarity Doctor signing off. Peace.